Taiki Inamata has a crush on his senpai, Chinatsu Kano, who's a high school basketball superstar. And he's been trying to hit on her. But then something totally unexpected happens that changes his life in a way that would make every guy jealous. Yeah, even you. Taiki's super excited to get to school because there's someone he wants to see first thing in the morning. But as soon as he arrives at the school gym, he gets smacked in the face by a ball. But who cares? It was his crush Chinatsu who accidentally threw it. She was worried and, as a way to apologize, gave him some chocolate. Chocolate from the girl he likes. Apology accepted! So after that, Taiki tells his friend that he wishes he could marry Chinatsu. His friend Kyo's like, not happening, because you suck. You can't even go out with her in the first place. Wow, what a supportive friend. Plus, Chinatsu's got everything. Talent, personality, fame, power. Oh, I mean, she's even in a goddamn magazine. Meanwhile, Taiki hasn't achieved much yet in badminton, and he's far from popular. So, Taiki and Chinatsu are on completely different levels. But Taiki doesn't care. He's like, you can't win if you don't try. Ooh, bro claps back. I like this guy. He's got a positive mental attitude. Kyo suggests Taiki should at least make sure she remembers his name and try to get her number. Then this girl, Hina, barges in, and after an argument, Taiki randomly asks her what makes a girl happy. And she goes nuts. She's saying stuff like, don't be weak, stay relaxed, be reliable, and of course, physical beauty. Yeah, don't ask Hina anything ever again. She's crazy. The next day, Taiki heads back to the gym and sees his crush sitting outside because the gym is still locked. Taiki is fired up. This is his chance. Let him cook! But how in the world will he approach her? Does he introduce himself? Thank her, even though he still hasn't eaten the chocolate she gave him? Or ask what she's reading? Nah, he chickens out and decides to shut his mouth. Yet when Chinatsu starts sneezing, Taiki doesn't hesitate. He gives her his scarf, his tea, gloves, and even a pocket heater. And then it hits him. Oh, this is a bit much. And then he starts freaking out. Chinatsu teased him, saying she wanted to see what else he would hand her next. Bro's literally searching for something, but Chinatsu just laughs and tells him she's joking. Still, she's thankful that he's worried about her. Huh. Mission accomplished! Then Taiki sneezes. Chinatsu wraps a scarf around him, and he starts imagining that this feels like they're newlyweds or something. Suddenly, he snaps out of it when Chinatsu says his name. His full name! Taiki's shocked, like, how does she even know his name? Turns out, his name was on his scarf, written by his mom. He's embarrassed, of course, but hey, at least now she knows his name. I'll take that as a win. After practice, one of Taiki's seniors asks him to grab a damp cloth. And he does. All he can think about is how Chinatsu knows his name. This time, he's planning to ask for her contact info. But unexpectedly, he spots Chinatsu talking to her basketball coach. He's not sure what they're talking about, but it looks really serious. Hina catches him staring and tells him not to aim too high. But Taiki's just thinking about how serious Chinatsu looked. Then Hina mentions she saw Chinatsu with another boy the other day. And Taiki instantly freaks out. But of course, Hina's just messing with him. Later that night, after practice, Taiki forgets his towel and heads back to the gym, where he finds Chinatsu still practicing. Chinatsu calls out to him, and Taiki asks why she's still at it. She says she wasn't happy with her performance in practice. Then Chinatsu-senpai, being the badass she is, literally challenges Taiki to a one-on-one game. And he gets absolutely destroyed. Dude, you should definitely marry that girl. Even though he feels a little pathetic, Chinatsu compliments him, saying his badminton skills helped him move well. And here's something interesting. Taiki shares that his mom used to play on the basketball team too, and they'd sometimes play together. Surprisingly, Chinatsu's mom was also on the basketball team, and just like Taiki, she used to play with her mom. That's a crazy coincidence. Chinatsu asks if he's ever thought about playing basketball, but Taiki says he's not into team sports and prefers badminton. He likes standing alone, where whether he wins or loses, it's all on him. Jeez, this guy is also kinda badass. But Chinatsu's like, so you're a masochist then. But she gets it. That's why Taiki trains so hard. He throws it back at her saying that she's the same. Like, she was practicing even after retiring from junior high. Taiki remembers seeing her cry in the gym about a year and a half ago because they almost won the nationals. He tells her she must have worked really hard to be that disappointed and realizes in his mind that's when he actually started liking her. Then, as he looks at her, Chinatsu blushes, leaving Taiki completely stunned. And it looks like she's about to cry. She says she actually forgot about it. Wait, forgot about what? But just as things are heating up, someone yells it's time to go home. Whatever she forgot, she'll explain it later. As they're cleaning up, a ball falls, and they both reach for it at the same time. Damn, it's only the first episode and Taiki's already stacking up some points. The next day, Taiki's mom is reading the same magazine that Chinatsu was in, and she asks if Taiki knows her. Taiki gets all shy and denies it. Then his mom reveals something crazy, that she used to be teammates with Chinatsu's mom. I told you, there's way too much coincidence. But there's one big problem. Chinatsu's family is moving overseas. Taiki can't believe it. And without a second thought, he rushes to school. When he gets to the gym, he runs straight to Chinatsu. He shouts that she shouldn't give up on nationals. He tells her she's the one who inspired him to work hard and keep moving forward, even when things don't go your way. He begs her not to give up, despite her parents moving overseas. But after all that pep talk, Chinatsu is not actually moving abroad. Just her family. She's staying behind with a family friend. Taiki freaks out again, thinking he messed up, but she thanks him for reminding her to keep chasing nationals. Well, another win for Taiki! Then she suggests they should play basketball again, and Taiki suggests they try badminton too. Honestly, I think they should just start dating already. But something even crazier happens. The next morning, Taiki wakes up feeling awkward about everything that happened the day before, and for the first time, he feels like he doesn't want to see Chinatsu just yet. And surprise! She's in his house! What the heck is going on? Turns out, the family friend Chinatsu mentioned is actually Taiki's mom, and she's going to be living with them. Of course, Taiki freaks out. I mean, who wouldn't? Your crush is going to start living with you. What would you do? Let us know in the comments. So, Taiki is still freaking out the night when Chinatsu comes back to their house. Bro can't stand it, and he can't believe he has to deal with all of this for the next 2 years until she graduates. The next day, Taiki's all fired up, but Kyo warns him not to let anyone know they're living together. Chinatsu's super popular, especially with the boys, and if they find out, they might give Taiki a really hard time. After a bit of yapping, Taiki says he wants to aim for nationals to measure up to Chinatsu. Kyo says that's impossible, but Taiki insists nothing's stopping him from trying. He's so dedicated that even at home, Taiki's still practicing, going over his earlier match. Chinatsu catches him and says she wants to see it too. She's embarrassed, but she tells him she's been watching him at the gym anyway. Oh, what's going on here? I thought Taiki was the only one watching Chinatsu. Anyway, he ends up showing it to Chinatsu, and she compliments his speed. But Taiki says he's still slow, and it won't be enough for nationals. Oh, yeah, it just slipped right out. When Chinatsu heard it, she stepped out for a bit to grab something. A good luck bracelet. Taiki, of course, immediately accepted. He tries to tie it on his leg, but it's too tight. So Chinatsu ties it for him. She even says Taiki should make it to nationals too. And you know what's even crazier? They're wearing the same bracelet. Which means they're matchy-matchy. Chinatsu heads out, says goodnight, and Taiki's thinking he needs to work even harder. And if Chinatsu keeps this up, our boy would fall for her completely. I mean, isn't he already? The next day, Hina senses something kinda sus between him and Chinatsu, so she starts asking questions. So, our boy's doing his best to keep any rumors from spreading. Then, when he sees Chinatsu, she hands him his wallet he forgot at home, and to keep Hina from hearing, bro yells out that he dropped it somewhere. Only that this made Chinatsu low-key mad. So Taiki tells Kyo, but Kyo warns him again that what he did might backfire. Then a teacher came in and asked the two of them to help carry some foldable chairs. And he asked Chinatsu and Hina too. So when Taiki tries to help Chinatsu with the chair, you guys can see she's really pissed. While they're carrying the chairs, Hina asks Chinatsu if she has a boyfriend. Chinatsu says no. She's focused on basketball. Hina's a bit worried because she's rooting for Taiki, but bro already knew Chinatsu would say that. Later, a teacher compliments Taiki on improving at badminton and says he might be selected for the team competing in the national preliminaries. Taiki looks over at Chinatsu, but she's already leaving, pretending that she doesn't care. At the gym, Taiki notices Chinatsu fall and later checks on her to see if she's okay. Chinatsu brings up that they're supposed to be pretending to be strangers, and Taiki apologizes, saying he's just worried people will gossip, and it'll distract them from training. Chinatsu is surprised because she thought he was avoiding her because he had a crush on Hina. Taiki's surprised, but she kinda had a point, especially since he was acting weird in front of Hina, and even asked if Chinatsu had a boyfriend. She thought Hina was prying. But, girl, you misunderstood everything. Chinatsu, why are you thinking like that, huh? Taiki laughs, thinking it's kinda cute. And, yeah, it is pretty cute. So when the badminton coach gathered Taiki and his team, Kyo pointed out that getting to nationals is a long way. Taiki needs to become a starter, reach the top 16 at regionals, and place top 2 in the prefectural qualifiers. And he has to defeat their senpai Haru, his second year who placed 3rd in the prefectural qualifiers. Taiki's even confident that if he defeats Haru, he'll have a better shot at nationals. But then, Kyo reminded him, bro, what's your record so far? That's right, none. When Taiki is about to head home, Hina tags along with him. She's planning to visit a famous chiropractor that's actually near Taiki's place. You know, those docs who crack your back to help with pain and stiffness? Anyway, this makes Taiki worry because Hina might see Chinatsu living in his house. So, Taiki asks Hina to move quickly so she would find out. But actually, there's a bigger problem. But before that, Taiki and Hina had a cute moment. Taiki complimented Hina for not eating something she really liked, saying that's hard work, and telling her she's pretty cool. Hina then said Taiki's even cooler, because he can boldly talk to Chinatsu. And Hina told Taiki she's supporting him, even calling him Big Bro and Boss. But I don't know, guys. It kind of feels like Hina might have low-key feelings for Taiki, and she's just hiding it. Anyway, here's the bigger problem. Remember Haru, that second-year badminton guy from earlier? Taiki saw him and Chinatsu talking, and they were walking together. What were they even talking about? Guess we'll find out soon enough. If you want to know what happens next, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks! Hi there, guys! Welcome back to part 2 of Blue Box. Last time we saw Haru and Chinatsu hanging out, walking together. The question is, are they actually dating? Well, Hina tried to brush it off, saying that Haru and Chinatsu were probably just friends. She and Taiki were just walking home too, so no big deal, right? But the thing is, the next day, Haru and Chinatsu were still talking at school, and they kinda seemed really close. Hina also mentioned that Haru and Chinatsu were in the same class. And what's worse, They were seatmates, and both of them got picked as class reps too. Hina tried to comfort Taiki again, saying Chinatsu was more into basketball anyway. But Taiki was like, "You can't stop yourself from falling in love!" And yeah, he had a point. So during practice, a basketball bounced over next to Taiki, and when he saw Chinatsu running to grab it, he reached for it too. But bro looked sad. He even walked away like nothing had happened. But Chinatsu stopped him and asked when he'd be done with practice because she forgot her key. While they were chatting, Haryu barges in and calls Chinatsu CHII, which made Taiki even more jealous. As soon as practice ended, bro came running home. He admitted he was actually jealous and started overthinking. A lot. When he got home, he even said that he wouldn't be struggling like this if they weren't living in the same house. What? Nah, bruh, you're actually really lucky. Taiki couldn't stop thinking about Chinatsu's nickname, so he tried saying her first name without any honorifics. But then, she suddenly walked in and he freaked out. After chatting for a bit, Chinatsu asked him something, and she said that she'd be embarrassed if she was wrong about it. Damn, what could it be? So Chinatsu asked if Taiki ran home. And was it because she left earlier than him and he didn't want her to keep waiting outside? Of course he did! And if it did, she said, "Nice save! Hey! Taiki for 3! All his worries just melted away, and bro got fired up, telling Chinatsu she had it all wrong. He just wanted to squeeze in some training on his way home. He even said he'd go for a run, but yeah, that was totally just an excuse. As he runs, he said that it doesn't matter what people call Chinatsu or who she's with, because right now, he needs to focus on the school matches. But hearing Haryu call Chinatsu by her nickname might still get to him though. The next day, after practice, Taiki and Kyo spotted their seniors, and yeah, Chinatsu and Haryu were there too. Taiki tried to act like he didn't care, but when Chinatsu wished Haryu good luck, it definitely got to him. This baldy even pointed out that Haryu and Chinatsu had been pretty chummy lately, and Haryu had also been spending a lot of time with Kano. Haryu said they're just seatmates, and that's it. But then he added that there's something nice about watching a girl work hard. Whoa. What do you mean by that? Even if Haryu meant something else, it still hit Taiki. Things were about to get even worse though. During their practice match, Taiki had to go one-on-one with Haryu and got his butt whooped. Yet, that didn't bother Taiki at all, which surprised Kyo. He expected Taiki to be more upset. But our boy's mindset is clear. He doesn't want to use Chinatsu as an excuse when he loses, and he plays badminton because he loves it, not because of her. On Taiki's second match, when he tried to tie his shoelace, he saw the anklet Chinatsu gave him, and the power of love kicked in! Bro was so fired up that even most of the badminton team was surprised at how well he played. Hina and Chinatsu were watching him too. After their match, Kyo was hyping him up, saying Taiki was definitely going to make the team. But Taiki still hated that he lost. Haryu and Baldi overheard their convo, and Haryu explained that he's the one frustrated because of what Taiki did at the end. Wait, what did Taiki do at the end? While Taiki is walking home, he's thinking about how to improve his skills. But then, Chinatsu suddenly showed up and asked him to follow her. When Taiki asked where they were going, she said, "Somewhere nice." Wait, what do you mean, somewhere nice? Oh, she meant the park. Then Chinatsu started searching through her bag, and surprise, surprise, she borrowed a pair of badminton rackets. How did that even fit in her bag? But who cares? The good news is, she remembered their promise to play badminton sometime. Plus, Chinatsu knew Taiki wanted to get in more practice. But she couldn't even hit the shuttlecock, and bro started laughing and taught her how to do it. Chinatsu mentioned that she watched his match against Haryu, and Taiki did well. But Taiki still wouldn't accept it. A loss is still a loss after all. And Chinatsu started laughing when she realized how much he hates losing. She also pointed out that Taiki never gives up, which is why he scored in the second half of their match. She even encouraged him not to worry, and he promised Chinatsu that he would win next time. After they finished, Taiki noticed the keychain on Chinatsu's bag with her nickname on it, and yeah, it definitely bothered him. But Chinatsu told him that Chi is just what they call her in class, and bro was relieved. All this time, he thought it was some pet name that Haru gave her. When they were getting ready to head home, he asked her to go ahead because there were going to be a lot of people around. And even if it didn't bother her, he felt a little awkward walking back to the same house with her. On the way home, Chinatsu mentioned something interesting. She repeated what Taiki said, "It might not bother you," and was like, "So that's how he sees it." What did she mean by that? Maybe we'll find out soon. The next day, Taiki was surprised to find out he'd be playing doubles with Haru. Kyo pointed out how awkward it would be going to nationals with his romantic rival. Taiki tried to say something about liking Chinatsu, but Haru interrupted, calling him over to practice. Of course, Taiki was worried Haru overheard him. And yeah, he did. Haru started teasing him. He even pushed Taiki super hard during training. And when Taiki tried to catch his breath, Haru teased him again, saying he never saw Chinatsu whine about being tired. Haru even joked that whoever she dates better be as cool as her. But obviously, Taiki didn't give up. After practice though, Taiki was super tired. Hina even said that bro looked like a mushroom growing from the desk. And Kyo added that it wasn't even a nutritious one. Ouch! Taiki said it's because Haru's working him to death, and the only place he could rest was the classroom. Well, his training is actually pretty intense since, after practice, bro started walking with a stick. But as they went outside the school, Haru called him and he's with the rest of the second year. And since Chinatsu was there as well, Haru smirked, pulled Taiki aside, and introduced him to the second years. He even started pointing out Taiki's weaknesses, but said that Taiki would be good because he doesn't fold, no matter how much Haru bullies him. When Taiki glanced at Chinatsu, she silently mouthed, "You're doing great." And of course, he blushed. Then Haru mentioned that he got a text from his girlfriend. Hang on! He has a girlfriend! Haru explained he's liked this girl for a long time. But she's in show business, and she's been grinding for a dream since she was a kid. Oh, now it all makes sense. That's what he meant when he said there's something nice about watching a girl work hard. Taiki realized that Haru had been toying with him the whole time. Haru smiled at Taiki and teased him, saying it would be a while before Taiki got a girlfriend. Of course, that pissed Taiki off. Well, at least it's clear Haru isn't hitting on Chinatsu. And even though he teases Taiki, it seems like he's actually a nice guy and is just trying to help our boy out. So it's been like a month since Chinatsu moved in with Taiki's family. And every day, Taiki's just living his life. Bro even said having a crush is, like, the best thing ever. And I 100% agree on that. But then, something crazy happened when he went to school. Chinatsu texted him and he freaked out because he accidentally took her gym uniform. So they decided to meet up somewhere low-key, and they went to the AV room since it's usually empty. But the bad news is, the gymnastics team was in there having a meeting. Then Hina shows up and starts talking to Taiki, and bro is straight up panicking. And while all that's happening, he accidentally bumped into someone and drops Chinatsu's gym clothes. Hina tries to grab them, and Taiki's like, "No, don't touch that!" She starts teasing him, and bro had no choice but to lie to stop her. The excuse? "I haven't washed those since summer." And of course, Hina freaks out. I mean, month-old dirty laundry? No thanks. But honestly, that worked. Crisis avoided. Even after that, though, Taiki's still overthinking the whole thing. Like, what if Chinatsu has to wear his gym uniform now? And thank God, Chinatsu texts him to meet her on the rooftop. He gives her gym clothes back, but because she's running late, she starts changing in front of Taiki. And bro is absolutely losing it inside. But it's fine. She's an athlete, so she's used to changing wherever. No big deal for her. Taiki, being the good guy he is, steps outside to stand guard while she changes. Except, while she's changing, bro can't stop thinking about it. He's out there trying so hard not to imagine it. After she's done changing, Taiki tells her to go on ahead. But he's still stuck on the fact that she casually changed right in front of him. He starts wondering if Chinatsu even sees him as a guy anymore. But honestly, it's probably just that she's really comfortable around him at this point. Then we found out from Hina that Taiki had regional prelims tomorrow. And she warned him and teased him, saying he shouldn't get worked up and embarrass himself. Haruyu started wondering if Hina and Taiki had a thing, but of course, Taiki shrugged it off. But Haruyu said Hina was right though. And besides, Haruyu was there, so it was a sure win. He also mentioned that Taiki only needs to place in the top 16 in the singles next week. Taiki was feeling confident. He even said he could make it to the top 8 or 4. Then Haruyu reminded him that Taiki forgot his racket bag. That shocked him, and he asked Haruyu why he didn't say it earlier. Later at home, Taiki's mom was kinda nervous because she knew her son had a match coming up. She asked if he had packed his things, and he said he was all good. Then he accidentally dropped his water bottle on his clothes. Yep, Taiki was dead. They both freaked out. Bro was so nervous that, to clear his mind, he decided to do some practice swings late at night. Chinatsu saw him practicing and called him out for having his clothes inside out. Bro was so embarrassed, he quickly changed right in front of her. Chinatsu blushed. She even pointed out that she didn't know he had a six-pack. Damn, Taiki's been working out. And why are you looking down there, Chinatsu? But Taiki said that just because he has a bit of muscle doesn't mean he'll be better at badminton. Wow, such a humble guy. Chinatsu told him to come closer, pointed at his head, and said, "Hyakue!" She explained it's a pressure point to help him relax and told him to stop overthinking. He'd already worked hard and just needed to show what he could do. But then Chinatsu mentioned he still had next year and the year after, and Taiki's mood shifted. He thought to himself, by then, Chinatsu would have already graduated. Chinatsu didn't mean anything bad. But Taiki said, "That's not enough for me." He looked really serious. What was going on in his head? The next day, it's match time and Taiki is fired up. Not even a speck of nervousness. Haruyu and Taiki managed to finish their doubles match smoothly. But then this noisy guy showed up, and even though he's loud, he's actually really good at badminton. Turns out, this guy knew Haruyu. He used to be Haruyu's doubles partner back in their junior days. And his name is Shoichiro Kishi. He pointed out that Haruyu broke his promise. The promise was that Haruyu would give him Chinatsu's number if Kishi beat him in an official match. But that never happened. So, how did Kishi meet Chinatsu? He explained that during Amy's school festival, Kishi lost his limited edition wallet. And guess what? Chinatsu was the one who gave it back to him. And she looked exactly like Kishi's favorite idol. After that, Kishi found out that Chinatsu was friends with Haruyu, so he asked Haruyu to introduce him to her. But Haruyu never did. And Taiki was honestly glad about it. Kishi decided that if he beat Haruyu in doubles today, Haruyu had to introduce him to Chinatsu. But bad news, Kishi's partner started feeling really sick and had to be taken to the hospital. Then Kishi challenged Haruyu to settle it with singles. But Haruyu refused, and instead agreed to give Kishi Chinatsu's number if he defeated Taiki. Wait, what? Yeah, Haryu's evil. As Taiki went home, he overheard Chinatsu and his mom's conversation. They were talking about how hard Taiki's been practicing, and Chinatsu admitted she felt bad about what she said to Taiki last night. She understood now that it kinda sounded like she was saying it was okay for him to lose this year. But Taiki was just sad because it reminded him that he's a year behind her. Chinatsu also shared that when she thinks about how she only has 1 year left, she's actually kinda jealous of Taiki. She didn't say it to encourage him, but to talk about her own insecurity. Then Taiki finally walked in, looking all serious, and straight up said he's going to win the singles matches too. But why wasn't he looking at Chinatsu? As he walked outside, Taiki told himself that if Chinatsu feels insecure, then there's even more reason he can't lose. Now when Taiki's match against Kishi came around, both of them were totally fired up. Kyo pointed out to Haru that he knew Haru put up a weird bet this time. Haru was confident though, saying he wouldn't give Chinatsu's number unless she wanted it, and he was sure Taiki would win, because if he loses, Taiki is dead. Then the basketball team showed up. Wait, what were they doing there? They had a practice game next door and decided to come check out the match. They kind of felt like their presence was messing Taiki up, since he wasn't getting any attacks off. But Haru pointed out that this might be part of Taiki's strategy, that he was playing defensively at first to wear out his opponent. Yeah, Taiki's getting pretty smart. When Kyo's match was called, he went over to talk to Chinatsu, and you won't believe what he did next. Kyo brought up the fact that her number was on the line in this match and totally sold out Haru. So Kyo suggested that if Taiki won, Chinatsu should take him to the aquarium. Kyo also said that Chinatsu was the entire reason Taiki was so motivated. Chinatsu doubted that she had any influence in Taiki, but Kyo quickly cleared that up, saying of course she did. Kyo pointed out that because of her, Taiki's been working so hard, and he deserved some kind of reward for it. As they were talking, Taiki landed a badass smash. Even Chinatsu was impressed, so she agreed to take Taiki to the aquarium if he won. Yay! And you know what? I take back every bad thing I said about Kyo. Bro's the best wingman. But the question is, will Taiki actually win? Well, he has to. Because if he does, it's a date. Well, kinda. And since you guys made it this far, please subscribe. Thanks! And see you in the next one.